What's up guys, Full Blitz here, and today I want to go over 5 tips for beginners in Apex Legends. Apex Legends has been one of the biggest battle royale games and is continually seeing new players within their community. They just recently hit their 2-year anniversary. Congrats! If you search Apex Legends tips on YouTube, you'll get hundreds of different videos, all something similar to 30, 40, 50 huge big tips to get better. While I do not deny that those videos are helpful, so go watch them, it's also slamming 40 tips into a few minutes, which can leave out actually explaining the tip. So you should know before this video that I am not a professional player, I'm not an Apex Predator, but I do play to win. I started playing at the tail end of Season 7 and just been trying to improve since then. I mostly play trios, so that is where most of my experience comes from, but I have played some duos. With all that said, let's get into it. First tip, stay with your teammates. This may seem obvious, but if you ever played with randoms, you know that sometimes people like to take off on their own. Typically, you will lose 1v3s in Apex unless you can bait people out. Some distance is fine if you are looting, but generally you all want to be in the same area. So let's go over 2 sub-points. First, don't take off without your teammates. You may hear a fight that you want to get into, or maybe you just want to go somewhere specific. It has happened multiple times where I have one teammate take off without us and gets killed immediately and then leaves the game. If that person would have just waited or stayed with us, we would have fared in that battle better. Second, don't get left behind. Out of the possibilities of not staying with teammates, this is my problem. And if you're new to the game, this may also be your issue. Sometimes I get distracted looting and not realize that my other teammates have moved on to the next area. This is my fault for not paying attention to what is going on in the game, and it leaves me left out of the team. So keep this in mind, majority rules, be with everyone else. Second tip, use your pings. One thing that I was, and still am, absolutely terrible with in Call of Duty Warzone was pinging. I always forgot what button it was. I never did try to indicate where enemies are, or anything else for that matter. Pinging can be one of the quickest ways to communicate something to your other teammates, even if you are using comms. So let's talk about the 5 things you can use pings for in Apex. 1. Pinging enemies. Double tapping your ping button will cause a red indicator to appear, and your legend will use a voice line, something like this.
Hostile right here.
This will tell the rest of your team where the enemy is and how far they are, which can be greatly beneficial and also detrimental, but we'll get to that later. If you see an enemy, you can ping that location so your team knows, hey, there are people over there, be aware. Also, people will typically spam the enemy ping if enemy rolls up with a surprise attack. The way I see this ping is, hey, eyes here. So I said that this can be detrimental. This is minor, but sometimes the line of sight on the ping isn't clear and can ping in a wrong location. This might cause you to look somewhere where the enemy actually isn't and might cause some combat issues. Maybe you're looking to the left when the enemy is actually to the right because of where the ping landed or something like that. So be careful when you're pinging and you're informing your teammates, hey, there's people over here. Pinging locations. Just like when you see dropping in and people ping a location, you can open up your map and ping a location you want to go to. This will assist with the first tip, staying together. It's a suggestion, let's all move here. Just know that not everyone will follow this. Someone might take off by themselves and the other 2 people go in a different direction, which depending on the distance might just be best to go with them. Pinging items. You can ping weapons, ammo, armor, cells, syringes. This can help especially in early game to help people find better weapons and armor specifically, and ammo, which can sometimes be scarce. If you didn't know, when you look at your map, you can see your team's items, at least as far as armor, backpack, and weapon types. If you see a blue backpack, level 2, and you already have one, but see that your teammate has a white bag, level 1, you can ping it so that they are aware that it's hopefully close by. Pinging commands. You can ping certain commands. Watching here, looting here, someone was here. This isn't necessary but can be helpful when moving into a new area. Pinging requests. If you open up your inventory, you can move over something you need and request it. For example, if you're running an R9 and a flatline, you can move over the light ammo symbol and request light ammo.
I need light ammo.
Now your team knows 2 things. You are probably low on ammo and you need light ammo specifically. Or maybe you need a hop-up, so you go over to the hop-up section for the flatline and request the hop-up, and your legend will usually specify which they need. For example, the anvil receiver.
I need a hop-up. Anvil receiver.
You can do this for stabilizers, scopes, magazines, and stocks as well. Third tip, armor switching during combat. Often after a fight, your shield will be low and you'll need to heal up. One way to quickly heal up is to take armor from the team you just defeated. What's the point? Why not just heal up? Let's talk about a few reasons to switch armor. First, this method preserves your shield cells and bats. Often the enemy will either have same if not higher level armor, so you aren't usually putting yourself at a disadvantage by grabbing the armor. Second, one of the most popular tactics in this game is to third party a fight. This means that a team will hear fighting going on and charge in, knowing one or both teams will be weak and easy pickings. To avoid being stomped by a third party is to quickly swap to fully charged armor instead of having to wait 7 seconds to heal. That way you can be ready to fight the new team coming in, or at least focus on healing your health. Third, also, you can armor switch during combat. If you are in a fight with someone and you are low on health, you can run to a box, switch armor to heal quickly, and go back into the fight before they heal with their cells or bats. You can also do the same with armor that is on the ground. Keep in mind, a fully charged level 1 armor is better than a broken level 4 armor in a fight. Fourth tip, if you have a mic, do not be afraid to use it. I'm usually playing in random lobbies without a mic. Frankly, this is just due to the way that I have my setup. Sometimes I have teammates who do have mics, and when they use them, they can give quick, clear communication. Even though I can't talk back, they can still communicate to me what they plan on doing. So a few things. Assume people aren't listening. This doesn't mean yell as much as you may want to. What I mean is, don't forget about using your pings, even if you're communicating through the mic. This guarantees that you're communicating to the best of your ability using all possible ways to communicate. If you do not have a mic, listen to what these other people are saying. Don't mute people just because they have a mic, but do feel free to mute people if they deserve it. And if you have a mic, don't be mean. There's a lot of toxicity out there, and we don't need more. The last thing anyone wants to hear is you going out into a 1v3 alone, getting down, and then getting mad at teammates because you took off by yourself. Be nice. Fifth tip, do not leave during the match. Look, we all know it's not fun when we die. And often in random lobbies, the second someone dies, sometimes even when they're just downed, they'll disconnect. I get it. You want to just jump into the next game. But more often than not, your team will go and try to res you, or at least grab your banner. And I've had many games where in the middle of running to get their banner, they disconnect, and it just becomes an unnecessary risk for myself. Further, this also leaves the team down a person. Trios or duos, it doesn't matter. Now that team is at a disadvantage. Also keep in mind, if you stick it through to the end, the team might win and it'll count for you. In the end, at worst, you'll only have to wait a few seconds to either be rezzed or for the team to lose. So just wait. And there it is, 5 beginner tips from an Apex noob. Hopefully this video helps you in your adventures. If you enjoyed this, hit the like button and subscribe. If you want to keep in touch, my socials are below, and let me know, what did I miss? What other tips would you tell someone new to the game? Is there something that you think is more important, or maybe these tips you just disagree with? Let me know in the comment section below. Thanks, and I'll see you all next time.